Hello and good day to all friends. This is Moshtaba Rusty from the Thales Group, and today is December 28th, 2025. I'm here with you with the weekly update and an analysis of Bitcoin situation, looking ahead to the end of week expiry on January 2nd. Alright, let's go to the market screener. And well, let's see what we will have. We'll consider trades from Friday the 26th up to now. First, I'll set the filters for next Friday, January 2nd. And you can see 3,496 Bitcoins in the form of 188 contracts. The options, which result in this kind of situation, show that there's a possibility for movement in both directions, but with a bullish bias, with a bullish dominance. When I move the slider forward, you'll see that from here on, the bullish outlook becomes even more dominant. 93,500, 93,500, then 96,500, and finally the 100,000 or 99,000 area. The interesting point is that the bulk of our volume entered right here. Look, if we bring this here, our main volume came in from Friday, December 26th, up until yesterday, December 27th. Actually at 4 in the morning local time. And as you can see, there's a possibility for movement in both directions. The upward side is stronger. Considering the upward penetration that Delta has made, you can see that the bullish side is stronger. Buyer's call gamma is still averaging at 90,500. So here you see they're expecting a more moderate rise here. 90,500 is the next target, and after that, 94,600. Of course, it gets stronger here, but when we look at the overall picture, recent trades show a more bullish trend, because they've brought the gamma to an average of 92,300 for the trades. So here, where the volume has come in, there's still a strong possibility of a move downward, as you can see. Below 83,500, 84, below 84. In the profit zone, there's also a slight gamma here at 70, which isn't that small. This is called the gamma floor, meaning the 84 level for the week is still under watch and being monitored. Recent trades alone, that is, from 4 a.m. on December 27th onward, show a more bullish outlook. So here you see 93, 97, and at the end, 98, 99. If we were to go back in time to January 9th, specifically on that date, 2,382 Bitcoin at this particular moment is clearly showing us a rather significant bearish outlook, indicating a potential downward trend. Of course, on the upside, the move can go up to around 92 delta, so we can go up to 92, and our average ceiling is 98. So we can say this scenario is possible that up until January 2nd. For example, we could even go up to 2, 3, or 4 as well. And then there would be a reversal back down again. Of course, the situation we're seeing in the market this week is low volatility and a lack of high-volume trades. Now, I don't know how much we can be lucky enough to see such a move, but for January 9th, we have some levels. We see a downside towards the 81 area, and on the other side, we also have a ceiling. We see it at 98, meaning the call was sold at 98. And if we move forward, yes. This outlook, recently, the sentiment in recent trades has actually turned bullish, so for January 9th, we need to wait a bit for more trades to enter the market. With a bit more activity, we can judge better. January 2nd, but as I explained. The large volume here still gives a chance for a downside. Let's go. Let's look at the higher volumes. 10 Bitcoin, 3,000 contracts. You see the open interest doesn't really change, and the curve shape as well. 15 Bitcoin, 64.97 Bitcoin, 20 Bitcoin. Looking further up, you see the curve is moving more toward balance, meaning both sides are almost equal. The significant chances of their potential movement are clearly defined, specifically 25 Bitcoin and then 30 Bitcoin. We currently have 27 distinct trades at the 30 Bitcoin level that we can thoroughly analyze and examine in detail. Look, the heaviest trade we have is 125 Bitcoin, a long call at 92,000. This is valuable, and it was entered today, which is really interesting. And here's a very important point, friends. Take note. We have 4 trades, 1, 2, 3, 4 trades in total. All of them are 30 Bitcoin or more, and they were all entered today in total. Altogether, that's 400 Bitcoin, and almost all of them, well, not all, just one of them, is a 250 Bitcoin long call at 92,000. The rest are short calls, up to 50 Bitcoin short calls actually. 89,000. We can say they basically saw 89,000 as the ceiling. This trade is considered very heavy. So taking a long at 92 means they're expecting a move up to 92. And if we combine this together, it actually forms a strategy. A callback spread strategy is created, as you can see. Of course, these aren't actually strategies, they're separate trades. But if you combine them, everything here, even the gamma, one gamma is at 93 and another one has a bottom at 85. So overall, you could say that today's trades have a bullish outlook. And what else do we have? Is there a 120? Here too, there's a strategy. This one's also one of the big ones. See, if you take both sides, it doesn't really help us much. It's not a directional strategy. On this side, anything below 85, and on the other side, anything above 92,500 is profitable. Let's check out the other strategies. Well, these aren't it either. This one's also a strategy. Probably, yes, this is a long strangle. This one is probably the same way. Yeah, this one is the same too, just with a wider range. On one side it covers 81, 81,500, and on the other side 92,500. All right. Do we have anything else? Do we have these? This is also a strategy. Well, they're all strategies, but they're kind of undecided, meaning they don't really know their own direction. They're seeing the possibility of movement in both directions, so it's hard to make a decision. For any trader, it's tough, especially for the option writers. Both directions are being considered, and the area where we might be able to assign some value could be this, 250 Bitcoin long call at 92. It was entered at 8 a.m. today, and then 2 hours later, another 150 Bitcoin call option was placed in the market. So their perspective was that around 89 is our ceiling. So maybe somewhere between 89 and 92 we'll see a pause, meaning based on what we just discussed. As I said before, I'll say it again. Of course, keep in mind that we're talking about January 2nd here. Don't get that mixed up. If we look at all of this together, you'll see that there's a possibility for movement in both directions, with a slight bias toward the upside. So I think that for Friday, at the end of the week, we'll probably see a move downward, and from this lower point, which could be down here, it could even potentially be 84, and from this current low point, we will probably move upward. Perhaps it will indeed happen. So this is the outlook to consider for January 2nd. Even though, well, the market volume is low, I still think there's still a chance for another move toward 84 to 85, and then a move toward 93 to 94. Actually, let me look. If we consider 50 Bitcoin, if we take that into account, the bullish dominance increases a bit, meaning the buy trades have more dominance, and we don't see, and when we add the 100 Bitcoin trades as well, you can clearly see once again that out of the 4 main options, 3 of them are long at 92, 92, 92, and one of them is long. The other one is at 86. So ultimately, again, we see an upward dominance. All right, thanks for your attention. I hope this was helpful, and until the next analysis, goodbye.